first name on that guy. Today we have the Easton Cup 2014 Campbell Division third place game featuring SDP 2014 Select versus the Capital City Kraken. The Kraken played this morning in the other semifinal game against 2015 Machine Orange. They actually took Machine Orange to overtime. I believe the final of that game was 6-5. Machine Orange scored in overtime, and therefore the Kraken will play in the third place game against SDP. These two teams met yesterday on this very same sheet of ice. The Kraken notched a convincing 6-0 win. Sounds like the boys are convinced that they are capable of a much better showing, much better performance than what they put on the ice yesterday, and that they can hang with this team, they can compete with this team. That would certainly be a fun way to end the weekend, would be with some hardware. Over here to my left and on the other side of the rink. Rink 2 features a dryland area called the Cage. Cage is a specialized dryland training area. It includes lifting stations, functional training equipment, agility tools, plyo boxes, battle ropes, TRX, tires, and more for functional speed, strength, and conditioning work. Beyond the speed, strength, and agility station, there's also a full dryland area. We're shooting and stick handling back in the corner. What they did not build in was very much room for seating and very much room for taking video. So once again, we're in the end corner of the rink. And we will be doing our best to bring you good views of the action. We are in the SDP double attack zone. Hoping to see lots of action in this end of the rink in the first and the third periods. The ESPN Hockey Night in America music is playing over the speakers, giving the game a big time feel. Choose the end of the rink that gives us a look at the scoreboard and the time. Boys break the huddle with energy. Starting lineup for SDP consists of Maverick Johnson, centering Graff and Purdue. Joshua Price and Tacker Schmidt are at the points. Billy Royce and Ryan Schmidt and Jason Price are your coaches on the bench. Puck is on the ice. Let's play hockey. And the Kraken initially gain the SDP zone, sending it down towards the corner. Tacker Schmidt behind his own goal, sends it up out of the reach of Purdue. Schmidt has his pocket picked and a quick shot blocked. I believe that was Joshua Price with the shot block. Couldn't quite tell through traffic. Henry Graff all over the puck carrier, but he turns and sends it up ahead. They dump it in, and the Kraken will go off for a change. Price sends it up to Johnson. Johnson attempted a no-look backwards pass that was intercepted. And the Kraken came in with a shot on goal. It was saved by Severson. There's another shot, another save. And the puck is dumped off the glass and up to neutral ice. SDP goes off for a change. Iskari takes the puck away, and there was a loose puck, but he was preoccupied with shoving down the Kraken skater, and Kraken take the puck back. Now Luke Jackal dumps it in. Now Kraken take it away in the circle, back behind their own goal. I know you can't see him because of the divider in the glass here. Beeler dumps it in off of the stick of Keegan Green. Jackal chips it ahead up the boards. He continues to push it in, and he sends it across ice here to the near side into the circle. Kraken take it there. Backhand up ahead. That's stolen by Jackal. Jackal making moves and a shot. He scores! Luke Jackal lights the lamp for SDP. 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the game. And that'll be a 1-0 lead. Great play by Jackal, taking the puck away, making a couple moves and beating the goaltender up high. Scribner now wins the draw to Ogborn. Now up ahead to Mertz. Mertz into the zone. Up to Scribner, off of him and wide of the net. Royson pins his man to the glass. And the Kraken try to send it back around the other way. Their winger is able to control, sends it across. And they headman pass it up ahead, split the defense. Shot and a save by Severson, but looks like they got it in. I didn't see a signal, but yeah, that's a goal. That was, apologize we didn't get zoomed in on that for you, but that was a very nice stretch pass by the Kraken, splitting the defensive tandem of Ogborn and Snyder and allowing a one-on-one situation with Severson. And less than 3 minutes into the game, each team has a goal. Kraken send it out to neutral ice. Ogborn takes it there, skates it into the Kraken zone. He's got Scribner on the back door. He opts to shoot it himself. And it's still loose. And Scribner jamming away at it. The goaltender freezes. Let's see if I can move a little bit here and get a better angle. Hopefully that doesn't cost us too much of an angle going down the other way. It does a little bit. Graff down in the corner behind his own net. He sends it around in the direction of Purdue. Purdue backhands it to Price. Price around behind his own net, sends it around in the direction of Graff. Graff with a physical play. Oh, and that's a shot off the post. They had Severson beat on the glove side and hit the post, and now SDP back the other way. Graff driving, pivots, gets sent into the boards. Puck goes cross ice. Kraken skating it up ahead. Maverick Johnson coming in. Schmidt coming in. He deflects the puck. Johnson chips it up ahead to Purdue. Purdue sends it out and goes off for a change. Keegan Green applying pressure. Comes over into the near wall. A couple of nifty moves and they shake Hiscari going through and denied by the defensive SDP. Now Hiscari with the puck on his stick. He sends it out right to a Kraken player who goes back in. And he makes a move and a shot and a save by Severson. Face-off win by the Kraken. They sent in a big shot from the point, and Severson deflects that over to the wall with his stick. Looks like SDP not quite able to get it out, and now it goes back into the corner. Haley goes down there, sends it D to Beeler. Beeler tries to send it back the other way. Now it's pinned behind the goal. Now Jackal sends it around to Green. Green skating it out. He was looking for Hiscari, but had a couple of Kraken in between, and they take it away, and they go into the slot, and a shot, and a scoring play for the Kraken. Severson went down to the ice. They shot high over the glove. He reached up, but too late. It was behind him in the net. And the Kraken take a 2-1 lead. Scribner takes the draw. Kraken skater pivoting back in his own end. Not able to get it out. Held in momentarily by Snyder. Now Ogborn sends it ahead to Scribner. Scribner making moves into the zone. Goes down. Mertz to Ogborn. Ogborn with a hard shot that missed. He was loose in the slot. And Scribner now sends it down to Mertz. Mertz looking for Roysum. Kraken turn and send it over to the boards to nobody. Micah was there but lost it off of his stick, and the Kraken are able to escape the SDP, or excuse me, escape their own zone down to the SDP zone. Ogborn takes it there. Backhand chip ahead to Scribner. Scribner drives him behind the goal and he centers. A couple of moves by Mertz. Cooper Mertz backhands it back to Scribner. That tandem has been so good for SDP this season. Not able to get a shot through, and SDP blocks the pass attempt at the Kraken. They were trying to send a stretch pass up, similar to on their first goal. Graff collides with Scribner, sends a pass out of the reach of Johnson. That would mean we have two centers on the ice, and we also have, we had too many players on for a moment. Now Purdue onto the ice, having completed the change. Johnson sends it up ahead. It goes off of a stick and it goes out into the Kraken bench, who are making their case that we committed a penalty down in the other end. Johnson wins the draw back to Price. Price dumps it in right to the Kraken. They send it right back out. And they end up icing the puck. We will come down for an offensive zone draw with 7:22 remaining in the first. And we will get that draw on the far side of the ice. Kraken take the puck off the draw. They go the other way. They go through neutral ice into the SDP zone. Now they take it behind, wraparound attempt. And that was unsuccessful. Puck came out to the point. Graff was pressuring the point. Puck goes from Graff to Johnson. Johnson skating it in right in front of us. Now the puck is loose down low. Graff tries to hold it. Purdue gets a stick on it, but the Kraken are able to get it back out and go the other way. Price walls off his man and ties him up. Nice job by Joshua. Puck comes up to the left point. They did not get very much on that shot attempt, which actually seemed to fool Severson for a moment, but he got down on top of it and freezes the puck. SDP has changed, bringing out Jackal, Hiscari in green. Hiscari skates it up ahead, loses his footing. Now Jackal competing for the puck. It's loose and he turns, controls, sends it back up to the defenseman of the Kraken who shoots, and Severson with a pad save. Now another shot from the point, another pad save by Severson. This one kicked over to the left half wall. Another soft shot from the point, easily handled by Severson. That one goes over to the right wall. But SDP is pinned in their own zone and needs to make a play and get out. Rylan Haley up at the green. Still not able to get an exit. Beeler now attempting to get out of the zone. He gets it out to neutral ice, and now Jackal applying pressure in the Kraken zone. Kraken carry it out all the way down into the SDP zone. Haley takes it away. Jackal over to Beeler. Beeler lost his stick, gets it up ahead to Mertz. Mertz just sends it down the length of the ice, but it was deflected, so no icing. That allows SDP to get a full change. Mostly changed, I guess. We have Snyder has come on. Now Ogborn takes Haley's place. And Scribner got tied up. Ogborn pushing it ahead. Scribner over to Snyder. Snyder with a shot. It goes off of a stick. And over to the wall. Snyder chips it up through the air towards Mertz. Mertz comes out with it. Gets it to Roysum. Roysum gets pinned to the boards. Now Scribner makes a move to circle and he shoots high over the goal. Kraken are able to get it out. Now it's being battled for along the wall. Ogborn picks it up there. Ogborn has his pass attempt blocked, goes back down to the corner. That's where Snyder goes. Snyder sends it up off the wall and out to neutral ice. There's a loose stick on the ice. The official grabs that and hands it to the Kraken bench. Mertz with the outlet to Scribner. Scribner through neutral ice into the offensive zone. Now the Kraken send it back out to neutral ice. Ogborn intercepts the Kraken pass. Neutral ice, gets it to Purdue. Purdue dumps it in. Needs to get going. We need a forecheck. Ogborn, part of a collision involving Johnson as well and a Kraken player. Kraken pick it up, skate it through, get it in, and their shot is deflected wide. Graff to Johnson. Purdue deflects it in. Comes around to Johnson. Johnson sends it up, and it is Schmidt attempting to send it back in, but the Kraken take it the other way. Now the puck sat on the blue line. It looked like, I couldn't tell from here. Looked like maybe it sat on the blue line. They brought it back in. The officials say it came out and back in. We will take that. That's an icing call. 2:05 to go in period number 1. Off the draw, the Kraken go into the SDP zone. Tried to make a move. Disrupted. Graff sends it down low to Schmidt. Schmidt sends it over just out of the reach of Price. Price sends it up ahead past Purdue. The Kraken points, shoots, and that's deflected by Severson over to the wall. Now Johnson up off the wall to Purdue. Purdue got his pass deflected. Now it goes into center. Puck goes below the goal line. Comes to Purdue. Purdue skates it up, sends it off the far wall so he can get off for a change. There's a shot by the Kraken, a save by Severson, a rebound attempt by the Kraken, and now Johnson takes the puck and sends it up the wall. Kraken hold it in. They shoot. Graff picks it up, carries it over. Hits Hiscari and neutralized. Hiscari pushing it ahead. Johnson in on the forecheck. He's being summoned to the bench by the coaches so they can get Jackal on. Kraken driving, coming around behind the SDP goal. Wraparound attempt. 17 seconds to go in the period. Kraken from the circle, sharp angle shot. That goes behind the goal. Hiscari sends it cross ice off the stick of Green. That'll come out to neutral ice. And that will do it for period number 1. 2 goals for the Kraken in the first, 1 for SDP. That one courtesy of Luke Jackal on a nice solo effort. Go, ready to get period number 2 underway. I wasn't here to see the game yesterday, but it sure seemed like a better effort from the boys in that first period than what they gave against the Kraken yesterday. Now they're going to keep it going, keep the intensity up. Snyder takes it off the draw, banks it off the boards for Hiscari, who turns and backhands it to the Kraken. Nice job by Jackal, taking the body of the puck handler, allowing SDP to pick it up. Now Keegan Green takes it away. SDP going the other way with numbers. He's got Hiscari on the back door. Can he find him? He goes around. Comes up to Snyder, who chips it back down towards the corner. Now Hiscari sends it to the Kraken in center ice. And now the Kraken all alone with Severson. And they backhand it wide of the net. They had Finn beat and completely missed the shot. We will take it. Hiscari in the corner. Sends it to Green, or off of Green. Kraken take that. Osborne working to hold the zone, which he does. The Kraken take it away and move it back around the other way. SDP changes defenseman. Or one of them, yeah, they've got Price and Schmidt on now. They also were able to complete the forward change, getting Scribner, Mertz, and Roysam on. Now Scribner takes it into the zone. Cross ice for Mertz, but handcuffed him a bit with that one. Now Roysam looking, and he scores! That's an SDP goal for Micah Roysam from a sharp angle. He put it on net, and it found its way through. Less than 2 minutes into the second period, SDP has tied it up 2-2. Now Johnson centering Purdue and Graff. Graff carries it in through the circle, fires a shot, and that goes off of the goaltender and up over. Puck bounces off Purdue, not able to hold the zone. Kraken come back the other way. Schmidt banks it off the boards and around. Purdue gets tied up. Graff now trying to do something with it. He makes a move behind his own net. Gets it to Schmidt. Schmidt gets it up ahead. Johnson's able to get it out, pushing it up ahead off the boards. Johnson now to Price. Price off the stick of Purdue. Now Graff carries it in. Graff with a shot. Purdue with a shot, and he scores! That was a Henry Graff shot. Purdue got the rebound. Purdue ripped it top shelf on the blocker side. No mistakes made there. SDP with a 3-2 lead. 11:54 to go in the second. Two quick goals to start the second period for SDP. Now Hiscari trying to hold the zone, but couldn't. It comes out to neutral ice. Kraken making moves, and then now Jacko and Green tied up. Everybody tied up. Now Jacko finds some open ice. He goes through the circle, sends it in through the crease over to the far corner. Kraken trying to push it up the boards. Haley holds, sends it in offside. Jackal takes the draw. Iskari goes to the ice. Green sends it up to the point. Beeler gets crushed. That's a penalty. That is going to be an SDP power play. 11 minutes remaining in period number 2. We will spend the next 2 of them with the man advantage. That was a heavy hit up high to JJ Beeler. And Scribner taking the draw. Kraken take it away. Ogborn backhand keeps it in. Now Mertz hits Snyder. Snyder sends it down deep. Kraken send it around. And they get a clear all the way down. Severson leaves it for Snyder. Not able to get it out. Mertz takes it out of the scrum. Moves it up ahead. Kraken send it right back. Ogborn skates it up ahead. Pushing it into the zone. Gets it to Scribner. Scribner backhand. Royson with a rebound attempt. He had a chance to bury that one. Snyder. Now to Scribner. And the Kraken get a clear. Snyder up ahead. It goes over the stick of Scribner, and that allows the puck to come in. Snyder and Ogborn had collided with each other. Both of our defensemen were on the ice, and there was a Kraken player alone in the SDP zone. Short-handed, not what we want. Now the puck pinned to the goal, hit to the boards behind the goal. Scribner comes out with it. He takes it ahead. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. Purdue takes the puck. Has it taken away. Kraken coming the other way. Wine fire shot and a save by Severson. We do not want to allow the Kraken easy opportunities like that when they are shorthanded. Purdue to Graff. Graff looking, having it tied up, taken away, and the puck comes the other direction. Schmidt makes a move, gets knocked down, and the Kraken center, but the puck goes over to the far wall. Now they get into the circle, shoots, and they hit the post again. Second time they beat Severson and hit iron, and that time they beat him up high. He went down quickly, and the shot went high. And the Kraken get the equalizer at 3-3. 8:20 remaining in period number 2. We're going to need a better defensive effort out of the boys. We're allowing way too many grade A shot opportunities that are uncontested. We need to get bodies on bodies. Has to be more difficult for the Kraken than that. Graff carries it in. There's some pushing and shoving. I think they may be just saying that was offsides. Offsides is the call. SDP changes, bringing out Jackal, Iskari and Green, along with Beeler and Haley. Jackal seemed to have gained the zone, but they're saying that was offsides, so we will have another draw. Comes all the way across. Beeler backhand chip ahead. It goes to the Kraken. And they're able to dump it in. Haley, quick pass to Green. Screen gets it out to neutral ice. Kraken able to gain the SDP zone. Coming down low. Make a move through the circle. Shoot! And that deflected just barely wide. Jackal just dumps it out to neutral ice to relieve the pressure. Kraken right back in. Haley with a good defensive play, taking the body. That's what we want. And now Haley gets rewarded with an offensive zone opportunity, and he sends a shot just wide to the right. Now the Kraken made a couple of passes, had numbers, and now Pescari the other way passes it into the skates of Royston, and we're offsides. Scribner wins the draw backwards. It splits our defensemen. Severson gets it to Ogborn. Ogborn up ahead to Royston. Puck came out and gets dumped in. The Kraken are offsides. They need to tag up. That gives us the opportunity to get it up ahead. Snyder past Mertz. And now the Kraken make a pass. Nice job by Ogborn. That's what we need on defense. Tie him up, boys. Now Royston. Centered, but the Kraken take it away. Royston sends it out to neutral ice. Kraken were trying to dump it in. Mertz took it away. Now it's being battled for along the right-hand boards. Comes out to neutral ice. Kraken on their own end. Scribner takes it away in neutral ice. He's driving. He shoots in. That is gloved by the goaltender. That was a nice drive by Scribner and a good hard shot. Goaltender flashed the leather and was able to get the glove on it. The draw. Kraken coming down this way, and then Schmidt ties him up, gets it up to Graf. Kraken able to get it down here into the corner. Price sends it up ahead to Purdue. Purdue chips it ahead, but it goes right to the defenseman of the Kraken. Now the Kraken. Oh, he was trying to lift it up for a lacrosse-style Michigan goal. That was interrupted, not happening. And now a shot sent in for the point. Glove by Severson. We'll have a D-zone draw with 4:53 remaining in the second. Johnson centering Purdue, and Graf, Schmidt, and Price the defenseman. Price sends it up to Purdue. Purdue kicks it ahead with a skate. Johnson loses it to the Kraken. They come back in. Goes up to the left point. Now it gets tied up. Graf is able to get it out. Graf picks it up. He gets into the zone. He has numbers. He has Purdue. Purdue loses the handle and goes down and goes to the corner. Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in. There we go. Now Purdue chasing it down on the left wall. He and Graf go off. Pescari and Green take their place. Kraken gain the zone, get a shot in. That goes off the stick of Severson and off the glass. Still in play. Up against the net. Up right behind the goal. Centers. Puck is still loose, comes back out to the point, shot through traffic, it went off a stick, went off the glass. Johnson looking out for Green. And SDP not able to exit. There's a low shot, save Severson, another save by Severson, and he covers it and freezes it. 3:24 to go in the second. Jackal now taking the draw. Beeler sends it around to Haley. Haley back to Beeler. Beeler banks it off the boards for Hiscari, and it does come out to neutral ice. Jackal looking for Green. Couldn't quite get it through, and Kraken sent it in to Haley. Haley to Green. Green ahead to Jackal. Now the Kraken back into the zone. Nice defense by Rylan Haley. Taking the body. There's a pass off the stick of Luke Jackal. Goes in. Kraken moving it up the right-hand boards. Gets tied up at the blue line. Jackal carries it in. Gets it to Mertz. Mertz with a shot. He scores! Jackal to Mertz. Mertz to the back of the net. And SDP has the lead with 2:18 to go in the second. Scribner taking the draw, sends it back here. Snyder in our zone, makes a move, sends it up past Royson. That's going to be icing. Royson nearly beat him to the puck, but 1:59 to go in the second. It's going to come back down for a D-zone draw right in front of us. Scribner wins it to Snyder. Snyder past Ottenborn. Now tied up in the corner. Scribner picks it up there. Scribner moves it ahead. Mertz chips it out. Goes all the way down to the far corner. Now the Kraken are able to get it out. They come back the other way. They make a move on Ogborn. They're alone with Severson and they score. Less than a minute after SDP takes the lead, the Kraken answer, tying it at 4 apiece. SDP brings out Johnson, centering Purdue and Graff. Osborne picks it up in his own end, moves it up ahead to Purdue. Purdue dumps it in. Kraken send it up to Snyder on the wall. Snyder centers, nobody there. Now Osborne playing down deep. He makes moves, he sends it up, it's up in the air, it's loose in front of the goal. Purdue takes it away in the corner, centers, nobody there. And the Kraken come out the other way. Snyder has it taken away. Purdue carries it in. He shoots, gloved by the goaltender who sets it down for his teammate. Kraken coming in, driving, went right past Schmidt and right below Severson through the 5-hole to take the lead with 19.2 to go. That's where we got to get bodies on bodies. The last 2 goals by the Kraken, our defensemen have been beaten without getting any contact on the puck carrier. Now Jackal dumps it in. Kraken send it back out. Green sends it into the Kraken zone. And in an action-packed second period, SDP scored 3 goals. The Kraken scored 3 goals. SDP's goals were tallied by Rysam, Purdue, and Mertz. So 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers. Final countdown plays over the speakers as we head towards the third. Both huddles are broken. 15 minutes on the clock. Goaltenders are ready. Puck is on the ice. Third period's underway. Let's see if we can do a better job getting bodies on bodies and keeping Severson clean. Jackal sends it to Hiskari. Hiskari skates past the puck. Jackal sends it in deep. Let's hope we see lots of action in this end in the third. Kraken send it out past the intended target of the pass. Schmidt turns and sends it more or less to the Kraken. They go D to D. They get the red line. They dump it in down to the corner. Schmidt goes down to play the puck. Joshua Price battling for it. Jackal takes it out, gets it to Green. Green gets it out to center ice. Kraken take it away there. They go right back into the zone, driving. Bodies on bodies, that's what we need, boys. Tie them up. Created a loose puck, got it to Hiskari. Hiskari off the stick of Green, comes down into the near corner. Kraken send it out to center ice. Beeler. It's Haley. Haley backhands it right to the defenseman of the Kraken, who just sends a headman pass up. Again, bodies on bodies, tying them up. That's good to see. Now Scribner comes in. Scribner driving, shooting, and that's a pad save that comes over to the wall. Rysam lobs a shot that goes off the blocker. Mertz Fighting for it on the far wall, along with Scribner. Scribner gets it up to the point and a shot. That's a save by the goaltender. That was a good save. Beeler's shot goes up in the air, glove down. And now it goes over to the wall. Kraken going the other way, gaining the zone. SDP defense is there to tie him up. Centering attempt by the Kraken goes behind the goal. Now it comes up out of the reach of Roysum. All the way down. Kraken regrouping. Going back on the attack into the SDP zone. Good stick by Haley. Gets a stick on the shot. And there's a backhand shot. And held by Severson. Some pushing and shoving in front of the net. Extra whistle by the official. And Purdue is going... Purdue and a member of the Kraken are both going to the box. That's going to be offsetting roughing calls. And I believe we will have 5-on-5 hockey. Iscari takes Purdue's place at right wing with Johnson and Graff. Good stick by Ogborn, getting the puck over to the right wall. And now a centering attempt. Goes through the crease. Iscari playing it in the corner, chips it up ahead. Johnson gets it there. Kraken are able to dump it back in. Iscari tries to backhand it out. He's able to get it out to neutral ice. Pass to Johnson. Johnson carries it into the SDP zone. Graff was going to the net, but lots of traffic between the two of them. Kraken are able to get it out. Mertz takes it there. Carries it in. Shoots, and that's off the goaltender and up off the glass. Graff plays that down out of the air, and there's a shot. Mertz had the screen in front, but it goes through. And Graff pushing and shoving. Ogborn goes to the circle. Turns. Skated it out. Ogborn trying to make something happen. He's a very good stick handler, but stick handle it right out of our zone and back in. SDP changes, bringing out Jackal, Green, and Mertz is the right wing. Mertz skates it in, drives, shoots, and that goes just wide to the right. Shot by the Kraken goes off the stick of Joshua Price and goes over to the left-hand boards. Now it's all tied up over there. Mertz is able to get it out and out of the reach of Green off the wall. Kraken send it back in. Schmidt plays it in the right-hand circle and behind his own net. He carries it around up the left side. Roysum tried to one-touch it, but there was nobody there to receive that pass, and the Kraken take that away. Kraken dump it in. A couple of their players going off for a change. Puck going back and forth behind the SDP goal. Scribner banks it off the boards in the direction of Roysum. Kraken going back the other way. Roysum gets it to Scribner. Scribner gets it up, but he was trying to send it to the point, but SDP was changing. Nobody was there. Graf now on the ice. The lines are all mixed up now after the offsetting roughing penalties that put Purdue and one of the Kraken in the box. We have Scribner, Hiskari, and Graf on the ice. Three players that are on three different lines normally. Now Graf trying to get it to a teammate. Hiskari picks it up. He dumps it off the boards, up ahead. Kraken are able to get an exit. Going the other way into the SDP zone. Big hit by JJ Beeler, and he is going to be called for it. Interference is the call. Oh, it was tough to tell from this end, but thought he hit the puck carrier, which would be a make interference a curious call. Either way, that's going to be a Kraken power play for the next 2 minutes. SDP down by a goal with 7:12 remaining in the third. Will need to kill a penalty. Snyder tying up the Kraken on the left side. Maverick Johnson applying pressure at the point. Kraken go to the circle, drag for a shot attempt, didn't get much on it. Off the pad of Severson. Now from the left point to the left wing, down below. Back up to the left point. Over to the right defenseman. He sends it down and in below the goal line. Now it's tied up there. Now it gets loose. Snyder trying to control it, trying to clear it. Not able to get it out. Now it comes out. Johnson decides to go and pressure the puck. Kraken are able to elude him and regain the SDP zone. Kraken go over to the right-hand side. The low shot saved by Severson. They didn't have a lot on that one. Snyder gets it up towards Johnson. Now Snyder. That could have been a tripping call. There's a backhand shot that goes through the crease. Keegan Green tries to clear it, but it goes right to the Kraken. Now a successful clear by Ogborn will allow SDP to change. All four skaters with 10 seconds remaining on the Kraken. Man advantage. Kraken drive in, make a move. Backhand shot attempt is blocked. There's a shot that goes through over to the left-hand side. Scribner picks it up there. The penalty has expired. Both teams at full strength.
Come on, get on him.
Mertz looking for someone to get it to, and Kraken are able to get it out and send it down. Jackal sends it out of the zone, and the Kraken carried in offsides. SDP brings out Royson to go along with Scribner and Mertz. Our lines are right again. Price and Schmidt at the points, 4:36 remaining. SDP running out of time to get a goal to tie this game up. Scribner
Get on him.
tried to force it in on the goaltender on the near side. Wasn't able to get it through. Mertz gets it to Scribner and neutralized. Scribner gains the zone. Has his shot blocked by the Kraken. Kraken tried driving through center and got tied up. There's a pass, STB pass off of the skates. Royson trying to get it ahead. Beeler. And Purdue, the nearest STP skaters, fighting for it. Now it goes to Purdue, who sends it over right to the Kraken. They carried it in offside. Fortunate break. Couldn't quite tell who Purdue was looking for with that pass. It could have been a dangerous situation. The offsides whistle bails us out with 3:18 to go. And in another minute or so, you'd have to think we would be thinking about pulling Severson for an extra attacker. Haley goes behind his own goal and sends it up to Graff. And Graff is tripped. That's going to be an SDP power play. 3:03 to go, and we will spend 2 minutes of it with a 5-on-4 advantage.
For the interest.
3:03 to go. Johnson centering Purdue and Graff. Haley and Beeler are at the points. Graff gets it up to the point to Haley. Haley with a shot. Now the Kraken are able to get a clear and send it all the way down. Haley goes back to retrieve behind his own goal. Sends it up ahead to Graff. Graff one touch to Johnson. Johnson to Purdue. Purdue drags, he shoots. That save goes up in the air. Physical play by Graff. Now Haley backhands it in. Kraken send it out to neutral ice. Haley gets it to Graff. Graff gets it to Johnson. Johnson to Purdue. Purdue turns and fires it off the backboards all the way around. Johnson holds it in. Picked up. Snyder pivots, turns. And they're not able to get it through, but good job by Johnson. Johnson was trying to wind up for a big slap shot. The Kraken take it away. Kraken are on the breakaway. And they score. Short-handed goal by the Capital City Kraken gives them a 6-4 lead. And I believe SCP has called a timeout. There are still 49 seconds remaining on the STP power play. And you have to think now with a 2-goal deficit, Severson will be headed to the bench, and we will try to get as much 6-on-4 time as we can to try to Cut the Kraken lead back to 1. Back in action with Jackal, Haskari, and Green, along with Snyder and Ogborn. Quick whistle and we'll have another draw. Severson was about to head to the bench, but as we had control initially, but then the Kraken were able to clear it all the way down, which held him in the net. Now Ogborn skating it, getting it up off of a couple of SDP sticks. Now Jackal carrying it in. Severson headed to the bench. Extra attacker is on. The net is empty, and the Kraken fire all the way down. Wide left of the empty net. Green gets it to Scribner. Now to Mertz. Mertz driving in, centering. Oh my gosh, and Scribner with a shot at the goal mouth. Saved somehow. It's a great opportunity. The penalty is expired. It's now 6-on-5 hockey. The Kraken can now, well, they'll be risking an icing when they shoot at the empty net from this side of the red line. Snyder shoots, blocked. One-timer from Scribner, not able to get it to go. Shot by Mertz, not able to get it to go. Scribner, one touch by Jackal. That goes wide left. Ogborn does a great job to hold it in the zone. Now he skates through the circle, has it taken away. Kraken fire, and time has expired. And in an entertaining, competitive, and fast-paced game, SDP falls 6-4 to the Capital City Kraken. Capital City Kraken are your Easton Cup third place finishers. SDP will finish the tournament in the 4th spot out of 12 teams in this division. That will be the boys' final tournament of the summer season. They will go from here to enjoying some warm weather and having a chance to jump in the lake at our place, as we'll host the after party for the boys. And from there, it will be into tryout season as SDP holds tryouts for the summer of 2027 this coming week. It's been a really fun summer, spring and summer, of good tournament hockey. This has been a really fun team to watch and be part of. Good players, good families, good coaches. And I've really enjoyed streaming the games for everybody. Hope you've enjoyed it as well. Hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday.